Good evening. Welcome back to the BMW E85 Z4 project. So I've got a steering problem with the Z4. It's got what they call sticky steering. And I thought I was going to be able to drill a hole and put a grease zerk in, all that stuff. And when I pulled the bottom of the dash out, I found that that had already been done. So evidently it's not working well. So I decided to replace the column, and I bought this column used, and it was a real nice column. Came with an ignition switch and a key, which is, you can see, is now out. This is day 4 on getting the ignition switch out. There is almost no good information on the internet about actually removing this from a Z4. The camera either moves as they're doing it, or they don't tell you which way to turn the tool. And so I'm gonna give you a tutorial on how to do this so that some poor person won't have to go through what I went through. Just a minute, let me set my camera up and I'll tell you a little bit about the ignition switch. Okay, this is the ignition switch out of the ignition. And this key has already been turned to the position it needs to line the tool up. I got this special tool after trying paper clips, bobby pins, and a litany of Allen wrenches and everything else to make this work. Looking back at it, they might have worked if I had had the key in the proper position, but I was operating on bad information from the internet. Imagine that. And so what you do is, once you get the key in the position, you stick the tool in where this bend is like perpendicular to the circle of the key. So you stick this tool in and you watch that. This is the retainer, and it goes up and down. When you push this in, it'll ramp into that retainer and it'll pull it down somewhat. And then when you turn it right, it'll pull it down the rest of the way and the key cylinder will come out. So again, you put the tool in, you push it down and wiggle, and it'll pull that down, and it kind of ramps in there, and then you turn it to the right and that releases it, okay? Now, I will say this. When the key cylinder is in the column, getting this to go in there and ramp down to that is a little harder. You have to wiggle and jiggle sometimes. And so I'm going to reinsert this in there, and I'll be right back and I'll show you how to take it out. Okay, the ignition switch is back in the column. And so what I'd like to do is just start without the key in it, okay? So what you do is you put the key in and you turn it to run, okay? All the way to run. And then you move it to start and let it go. That way you're sure it's in run. And then you go back one click right there. That's accessory. You can go back a little further and there's another click before it's off. So you got to be sure that once you're in run, you just go back one click. We're going to insert our tool in there. We're going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Turn to the right and wiggle, and now it's in. I turn to the right and it comes right out. Just that simple. And there is the keeper being retracted by the tool. Okay. Now, one other thing I would like to mention, because it also isn't mentioned in the internet anywhere, is you cannot stick this tool in too far. You don't have to move in and out and try to guess where it goes. It can't go past this right here. When it's in there, it can't go past this. So when you stick the tool in the hole, you're going to stick it in, and it's going to go into the hole and kind of pull the retainer down when you do it, and it'll click. And then that's when you do your turning, and you're turning clockwise to the right, and that'll retract that retainer. Okay? And so I wish I'd have had this video when I did this, because this took me 4 days to figure out. But by God, once you do it, it's easy. But I had it in the run position instead of the accessory position, one click back. And so, I made it difficult on myself for no reason. But good luck, and I hope this helps somebody out removing the key cylinder from their E85 Z4. Thank you.